All right, so in this video, I just want to answer the question of what made me really want to try reishi mushroom to begin with, way back 15 or so years ago, and then kind of what I noticed initially early on. So basically, I think I first tried reishi when it's probably 2004, 2005, something like that. And at that phase in my life, I was, let's say, 2 years out of high school, just starting college, just trying to kind of find out what I wanted to do, what direction I wanted to go in. And I'd really gotten really interested in meditation and doing yoga and trying to improve my diet, eat organic, be vegetarian, kind of all these things that are relatively popular and kind of colloquial at this point, but back in 2005 in like small town Indiana, they were not very common or very widespread, let's say. So yeah, that was already my interest. So I was, of course, really open to trying new things and trying to figure things out and trying to expand my horizons and really find something that could really enhance and uplift what I was already doing, because I'd gone and spent some time in a yoga ashram. I didn't really know anything about it. I was kind of just read a certain yoga book, thought it was great, the system and everything really made sense, booked a trip to the ashram, and then that was kind of like a really life-changing experience. And then after that, I was doing an hour or 90 minutes of seated practice every day, and then 2 hours of like physical practice, stretching, asana practice, that kind of thing as well. That was like every day for many years, alongside being vegetarian and all the other stuff that I was doing. So basically, up until that point, I'd kind of been using cannabis, marijuana a bit recreationally. And being younger, high school, college, I'd experimented with psychedelic mushrooms and a few other different things, just because I was open, I was young, and I didn't really know much about anything, so just kind of in a very exploratory kind of phase. So then somehow online I found out about reishi mushroom. It was called the mushroom of immortality, and talking about how it was used to enhance spiritual practice or focusing the mind, these kinds of things, and just immediately was drawn to it. And then basically once I started taking it, all the other stuff just immediately fell away without any degree of willpower or effort, meaning I just lost interest in the previous plants that I was using, let's say, which at that time were completely illegal. So that was just without even effort, just boom, that was done. A lot of other kind of bad habits that I had at that time also just sort of naturally lost interest in them, and then just kind of naturally stopped doing them, which is getting me to the point of what I really noticed, which is just kind of a sense of grounding and calm that I really hadn't felt in a long time previous to that, just from having a relatively stressful situation and a bunch of other things going on at that time, plus just being an angsty teen and generally feeling kind of lost in life, not really knowing what to do. So I really noticed a deep sense of calm and focus and just kind of comfort when I started taking reishi. And in a physiological terms, it just probably lowered my stress response and really allowed everything to calm down. Another way, it probably allowed my chi to start sinking a little bit more and my breath to deepen and be more relaxed. And then I noticed that my creativity kind of just went through the roof, to where my whole life I'd never really considered myself artistic or creative. No one in my family was artistic or creative, and it was just not something that was really in my environment, and it's not something I ever thought I would be able to do. But then from taking reishi, it just something allowed me to focus, and something my brain just clicked on, to where I just started to be able to really remember things very well. Remember an entire lecture or something that I read, I could retain it and be able to sort of sort through all of the information pretty accurately and quickly and easily, which I had never really been able to do because my whole life I'd never considered myself intelligent or bright or smart at all. I never was interested in anything intellectual or scholarly, anything like that. And then just something clicked, and then all of a sudden, I can even remember the moment to where someone asked me a question about something, and then I answered with like a 45-minute dissertation on that subject and I was kind of like, whoa, I'd never really done that before. So obviously these results are not typical. I'm not saying that like everyone that takes it has such a shift, but I can say with a lot of confidence and evidence that actually quite a lot of my clients over the last 12 years that I've been selling Reishi, a lot of people have had kind of similar experiences to where like if I run out of stock of it for a period of time for whatever reason, people will get really upset, and it's like the family member or something is missing, or like their significant loved one is like removed from the equation. They get kind of really uncomfortable. It's for some people it becomes like a really important part of their life and their health evolution, let's say. Of course, yes, because of all of the physiological benefits that it has, but I think primarily it's this ability to kind of balance out our mental outlook and help us just feel a bit more calm and focused and relaxed, because ultimately it's easy for situations and problems to seem extremely complicated and, you know, so multifaceted, but a lot of things actually can fall into place when we mentally just calm down and chill out, or we come out of fight or flight, which it sounds like such kind of a fairly basic, benign, fairly trivial, you know, mechanical, physiological process, right? Like nothing particularly esoteric or romantic, but it's really quite shocking and surprising sometimes just how miraculous that can be, because when we actually come out of that, then so many other things in the body can really balance out and can really self-regulate, which is kind of one of the unique qualities of Reishi, is that it can modulate a bunch of different organ functions and physiological functions in the body, not just our immune system or not just stress response, but a lot of different functions from a lot of different organ systems. So in that way, it's something, it's kind of, you can almost equate it like kind of going to the gym or working out or exercise, because it's not like you just do it once and like it's amazing and you're done. It's something that you kind of need to do a little bit over the long term to really see the benefits, and kind of the more you do it, the more things start to kind of really get momentum, and it gets easier in some ways and you kind of get comfortable, but the growth can really start to happen. So for me, that's, you know, why I originally started getting into Reishi. And, you know, the benefits that I saw definitely enhanced my cognitive functions, my creativity. And after a certain point, college was so easy that it basically was uninteresting to me. So I kind of quit in 2006 or 7. I think it was 2007. I just quit college, focused on my business at that time, because it just kind of wasn't very challenging at all and was pretty easy. And honestly, that's all of the benefits that I've mentioned. I've just gotten more developed over time. It's not like it kind of went away, meaning it's been a really long time since I've mentally or intellectually encountered something that I was like, whoa, I can't get this. This is so complicated. It's over my head. I don't understand. It's been kind of a long time, just because over time, you know, if you have a solid foundation and can learn how to think more clearly and effectively, then a lot of things really come into clarity, and things can in many ways get more simple, which then can open the door for other things. So that's, yeah, I think Reishi is really good for that. And I just mentioned that all of those benefits lasted and have lasted over the last 17, 15 years or so since I started taking it. And this is including large gaps of not really taking it. And at this point, I don't really take it anymore because I don't really feel the need for it. I'm focusing on other things. I'm testing on other products, and it's not really something that is that important to me. But for the solid, 10 years or something, it was something that I had every day religiously and really had a huge impact in not only my health, but just my whole life trajectory in general. So, yeah, hopefully that answers that question, and we'll talk to you soon.